Gaffer, can we take positives from the second half against Wycombe on Tuesday?
Yes and no. I think when it was a game I desperately wanted to win, so really disappointed post game. But yeah, when you watch the second half back, it's actually it was actually a brilliant performance second half. Those are the types of levels that I want to reach in every game and for a long period. So the second half performance was a big plus. I think the first half was the most disappointing. There wasn't much between both sides, but it was just the fact that we didn't start the first half the way that we played in the second, and that's what disappointed me the most. I think we use the word consistency a lot. I'm desperately searching for it, and I think that's why I was really disappointed after the Wigan game.
Has that been the message this week, to ensure come Saturday we start with that same intensity that we showed in the second half?
Yeah, it has to be. This is a big game for us, really big game. Every game at home feels like that, but particularly against Blackpool, feels like one of those local teams for us. I've only ever faced them away. I've had two big disappointments away, last minute goal. So the players have to be ready for a huge game. This has to be the same mentality that we brought to some really big games for us this season, and we have to be ready for to do both sides of the game. We're going to have to definitely fight to win this game, but I also need to play under the biggest pressure, so I need to see both sides.
Neil Critch is doing a good job there. Have you analysed them this week in terms of how they're going to line up and how we think they're going to play?
Yeah, they've been pretty consistent with how they've been playing. Obviously, every team could change, which is fine. We have to adapt to that. But yeah, no, they're a good side. They've recruited well. I know Dembele from my time at Celtic. Rhodes has been a brilliant signing. I know Jordan a little bit. He's a brilliant guy, brilliant professional, and if the ball's in the box, there's not too many better at this level, and he's shown in the levels or the league above that he can do it there as well. So they've got some really good players. So we have to be at our very best to give ourselves a chance of winning this game.
So now aside, how's Chris C after his nasty injury on Tuesday?
Yeah, not so good. I think he lost a couple of teeth. So he got some work on that yesterday, and because it was a concussion, then he's going to have to go through a certain protocol, and he won't make this weekend. I was actually really pleased with his performance. He was brilliant when he came on. What I would say about Chris is that it's been hard for him at times because Tello's been in brilliant form. If he plays the way that he did when he came on, I'll basically have to find a place for both of them in the side. So he was that good. He's been really patient, trains really hard, but I think Chris is super talented. He's got a chance of being a very big player for us.
Jason Kerr, you said you'll see how he is this week after picking up that foot injury. Has he trained this week?
No, he didn't train today, so we'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last day that we find out. We've got good strength and options in that department. Liam Morrison came back in, obviously only played a half. But that wasn't anything really specific about his defending. It was just a tactical decision, and Liam trained really well today. So we've got some good players in those positions. Kel Watts is training extremely well. He's just found himself in a really difficult place with the competition. He's a brilliant professional as well. I've got a lot of time for Kel. So we'll be. If Jason doesn't make it, we've still got good players to come in.
Like to Sean Clare as well, another option potentially.
Yeah, I've spoke to Shaun a lot over the last sort of like 5 or 6 days. When Sean's at his very best, I'm not sure there's a better fullback in the division. I think it's my job to help him get to those levels in every game. He's been brilliant for us at times this season. I don't forget that he missed all of pre-season, had 3 or 4 days training and played away at Derby, but I need to help Sean get back and sustain the levels that I know he can get to. He's a really good person. I like him a lot. I need to help him to get to those levels and keep him there. We saw in the Man United game, the game after against Northampton, when he's at his best, he's a very, very good fullback. So he'll be he's back in contention.
Bit of a blow to lose Callum McManaman, who's been in good form.
Yeah, it is a blow. Yeah, innocuous as well. It was in the first 3 or 4 minutes against Leyton Orient. everything that Callum does, he sets the tone out of possession. But he just had a block tackle, hurt his medial ligament a little bit. But that's a 2 to 3 week injury. But he won't make this weekend, unfortunately. He's a big player for us, particularly at home. Him and the fans have a connection where it kind of sets the tone for our performance. So one of our other players has to find that and do that for us this weekend without Callum.
The likes of Liam Morrison, Babaridico, Tello Asgard, Josh McGuinness, all been called up for the respective countries ahead of the international break. Obviously great news for them, and we're hopefully expecting a few more as well, so good news for the club.
Yeah, it's amazing news. I know the fans, obviously they won a game on a Saturday. That's the one downside of this, but actually there's a huge positive. We've got young players that are from our own academy, from other academies now, getting international recognition. So it's amazing for the club, really is. So, but that's the path we've gone down. Really proud for the players and their respective clubs, or particularly from our academy. So the more players we get in those international places, the better. And then even the more senior ones, I know it means a lot to Josh. I know it means a hell of a lot to Jordan, so fingers crossed something can happen there. So I'm really pleased when players play for their country. There's probably no bigger honour, or that's how I felt.
You talk about the word proud. I think we saw a stat the other day, 42% of all our minutes this season have come from academy players, which is an incredible stat. I think it's the highest in all 4 divisions. So how proud of a stat is that? And from a manager's point of view, do you take pride in that? Yeah,
I take huge pride. We also have to, it was a necessity at the start of the season. So the way that we could build the squad, we had to rely on the academy players. I think there's a little bit of unknown in that at times, particularly at the start. You're not quite sure how a number one goalkeeper or a young goalkeeper will react to being number one. So the players have to take full credit. They've had to show many different sides this season in games where we have to play, games where we have to fight. So to have 42% of all our minutes from our academy, it's quite incredible. I think sometimes the expectation of the fans, and I guess me as well, is that we want to succeed or win as many games. I think when you hear a stat like that, it does put things in perspective. And I know part of that stat is Callum McManaman, but that's a story in its own. Now I hear lots of opposition managers speak about Callum being an ex-Premier League player. Well, Callum was sat at home for a year, and there wasn't anyone giving him a call at that point. So for him to come back and be at the form he's been at is an incredible story. And it does mean a lot that we've actually got somebody at the different end of their career, or different sort of period of their career, but still came through our academy. So I know he's part of that stat, but actually the context around his season has been quite incredible. And I hope he's here for a fair bit longer.